Cheers, my thrifting friends. Okay, well, this is the first day I'm leaving the house in like 3 or 4 days. It's the first day since the entire country basically got hit with, look how high these snowbanks are. Crazy, crazy. With the snowpocalypse. But anyway, I am out to, of course, stock up on groceries again. And I figured while I'm out here, there we go, let's go thrifting, of course. All right, so let's check out, I'm at the, let's see, I am at the Salvation Army in Westfield. I haven't been here since I went shopping with my mom, so I'm excited to see what the thrifting angels might have for me. So let's check it out, and fingers crossed we can find some really good stuff. I have sold a lot of artwork and mirrors lately, so I headed straight back to where the mirrors and artwork are, and the first thing I see is this beautiful, like, Regency style mirror. Has a lot of schmutz on it, a lot. I'm hoping that that all cleans up because the frame is this beautiful molded resin. It's kind of in the style of those home-co mirrors, if you remember that, but this one is called a Cameo Creation. It's $7.99. I think that's a great deal. This is probably from the 1970s, but what a beautiful mirror. I think this is going to clean up and be absolutely stunning. All right, I got that in the cart, and I'm going to continue to look for any really nice artwork. I've sold quite a bit of artwork lately, so, and mirrors. I only have maybe 1 or 2 mirrors left in the store right now. So if I find any really nice mirrors and any beautiful original artwork, I'm looking for nautical things or spring summer things. So let's see what we can find. They had, you know, some inventory, but not a big inventory. This was actually really sweet. If you were going to do like a vintage baby room, I would have grabbed this, and look at that. It's only $4.99. It's an original cross stitch, I think that is. I just would have reframed it. What a beautiful, charming little piece. I mean, I wouldn't have put that work into something that I'm going to sell, but if it was something for someone in my family, myself, I would have definitely put that work. Okay, I love curio cabinets. I have quite a few in my house. I think I have like 4 of them. They're just awesome for displaying glass collections. Obviously, if you're a collector, I'm sure you own a couple of these. So I'm always on the hunt.
How are you?
I do have a few in my store as well. But the one I really liked was the one next to the one I was just looking at, but it was already sold. Of course it was. It had beautiful etching design on the front glass. That was really beautiful, very elegant. Somebody paid $59 for that though. I mean, I think that's an okay price. It's such a thin one. I think that was a good deal. They probably needed it to be thin to fit into a specific spot. So I know how that is. So that probably was a really good deal for somebody. Not a lot of furniture here today. The only legit kind of antique piece was this dresser. It reminds me of the dresser I had when I was growing up. I had something really similar. So look at that. The liner papers are still in here. But these old pieces sometimes, you know, look at, they pull out so easy with just one side. That's how you know that they're just really well made, that you don't have to be holding both sides. This mirror is exactly what I had. It was like a swing mirror on the 2 finials. Ooh, they've already had a price decrease. It's down to $60. That's, I think that's like a mid-price. If you're going to put a lot of work into refinishing it, though, that's still a little high. All right, they had some really unusual lamps. This Hollywood Regency lamp, I've never seen one other than in an antique mall. So for it to just be sitting here at the Salvation Army is quite remarkable. And let's see. It was only $15. I know some dealers who specialize in lamps, and they would have loved to have grabbed this. This is a really nice deal for what this is. I mean, they're hard to resell. Some people still love them, and they just stock them in their booths. But yeah, they're such big pieces. I'm more for this piece right here, this Japanese lamp. Had there been a pair, I would have definitely gone for it. Just the one, I left it. I left it because there wasn't a pair. These are the kind of lamps that people normally like to purchase and display in their homes in pairs. This one was cool. I don't think it was old. I always check the plugs to get the feel for how old they are. And this is definitely a newer piece. So it's like a MCM reproduction piece. So it's not authentic from the 70s or 60s, but it looks like one of those. So I left all those, but they're interesting. All right, this mixer is amazing. You guys know how much John and I love to cook. Look at this. This is a Hamilton Beach Mix Master. It's from the 40s. I'm going to see. I forgot how much. I'll look to see the price, how much they wanted for this. But look at, it has the original instructional manual from the 40s. Look at the kitchen in the picture in the background. This is so 1930s, 40s. Look at that kitchen. Look at the font on this. Oh, wow. Look at the, okay, what is this? Your mixer. This looks like a card, like a greeting. Oh my God, it's personal. This is crazy. Thanks for letting me lick the beaters. Love, Jean. That's just a Mother's Day card. You guys, how, oh man, that is crazy how so many personal things. Look at this. This is the history of the piece. This is the history. She bought it in the late 1930s. Oh my God. Oh my God, look at that. So there's a provenance and history to this piece. What a beautiful piece. Let me see if I see the price on it. I saw it online there. I don't know. I don't see the price. I think I gave up trying to find the price on it. So cool. Very cool. All right. Brass pieces sell really well in my store. So I grabbed this one, especially when they're animals. If I pick up a trivet, if it's an animal, it usually sells really quick. So I grabbed that, and I'm going to check out their porcelain odds and ends, bits and bobs, see if I can find anything collectible, interesting in this collection here. It's a cute little sugar bowl. I'm always looking for like made in Italy type pieces like that. Now these are actually beautiful. I would have picked these up. They were a little high still for me at $2 each, even though online they sell for a lot online if you can find quite a few of these. And I was really tempted, but it would have been $10 for all of them. And I don't use little cups like that too often. And I don't think I could have gotten much more for those in my store. So I did leave them. This was a cute modern piece from Target. Yeah, it was a little cat planter. It was very whimsical. It was $5. I didn't think I could make much money on that, so I left it. But it was a cute, whimsical piece. I liked it. This was interesting. Some kind of gondola, one-of-a-kind figurine. Never seen anything like that before. These bottles, sometimes they catch my attention because I know it sounds strange, but I've seen some really great displays of bottles like this at Halloween time. They kind of look like medicine bottles, although I think this is a whiskey bottle. And yes, sometimes they're just, I don't know. I always keep my eyes open for interesting looking medicine bottles, and mostly for like the Halloween fall time. I'm willing to store those because when that time of year comes around and you make those really interesting displays, it's really fun. But yeah, that was a big beer stein. All right, I recognize this teapot as Le Creuset. I have a Le Creuset myself, but oh, what a shame. This was in such dire condition. It just, what a shame. It was $8. They knew what they had, but with all this rust and schmutz and yeah, it was gone. But if you wanted your heart set on Le Creuset, there it was. All right, this was like very Bridgerton. Very Bridgerton. Look at this teapot. Let's all sit around and discuss the diamond for the season. If you know, you know. Oh my goodness. Yes, I loved it. I thought it was really pretty. I found it online. It sells for quite a bit. I did leave it, but I admired it for what it was. This I recognize as Homer Laughlin. This is actually, this was really a good deal. I don't deal with MCM type stuff, but for $15, you could have all this Homer Laughlin dinnerware. That is an amazing deal. If you have a booth with lots of MCM stuff, yeah, you could have gone for that. This also does not appeal to me. This is, I think like a made in Japan set. I'm just not into these very, abstract pastels, but again, this would be very MCM. It's probably from the 50s. And if you have a booth like that, this is definitely, something that would fit in that vibe. That definitely isn't my vibe, but I definitely appreciate it for what it was. I loved the coffee / teacups. And I was trying to find the price. I couldn't find the price, but I'm sure it was around the $20 mark for all of it. They were just so wide and open. Okay, this is more my style. I absolutely love transfer wear. And this, I think, is like a pink transfer wear color. And I'm on the hunt to add to my collection. So, yeah, I recognize this. I think it's called Memory Lane, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever I find, I'll show later on, but I definitely picked this up. It was $5.99 for the whole stack. And it's mainly just saucers with the coffee cups and like 1 or 2 plates. I also recognize this. I think this is made in England. So the other one I think was made in USA. This one's definitely looking like an England piece to me. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, it's called Countryside. It's from Enoch Wedgwood. Yeah, I recognize that. It said $1.55 each. I'm not going to lie to you. When I got up to the register, the guy charged me $1.55 for all of it. All of it. I was like, okay. Works for me. Okay, this is so 80s. This is like the 80s. This, I'm sure it's, let's see, it's from Gibson. Yeah, Gibson is, I always think their patterns are amazing. But if you're really looking, I've yet to see an antique booth all decked out in 80s stuff. That would be really cool. All right, this I had to look up. I saw the price and I'm like, $29.99. What? That's a lot. It turns out that this is actually antique Staffordshire. It's called Sprigware. That's a new one for me. I learned something new. This is broken. This is the sugar, and the handle is broken. But the teapot was in one piece, and they had a lot of the teacups. And yeah, it's Staffordshire. It's kind of crazy that it's not marked. You'd think something so valuable would have a maker mark, but it didn't. All right, I am done shopping. Super excited at what I found. So let me get all this paid for and home, and let me show you what I got.
Okay, we are done shopping. Ooh, that was fun. Wow, first day out. And I got some really good stuff. I got this beautiful mirror. You guys probably saw me grab that. It's like a Victorian mirror. It's absolutely stunning. And some really nice dishware. Oops, somebody's leaving. I'm gonna pause for a second. Nice dishware and some really pretty glass. Super excited. So I got my cart right here behind me. Let me put all this in the car, get home, and show you what I got. I can't wait. Hi, you guys. Okay, before we get too much into my thrifting haul, I had to absolutely show you how beautiful my amaryllis bloomed. Oh my goodness. Do you guys remember when I was outside in the snow and I planted these? I planted a white one and a red one. The red one is still waiting to bloom, but she's going to probably bloom this week. And this one all came out. Is this not the most beautiful? It almost looks like an Easter lily. It's an amaryllis though. Look how big it is with how long it is. Isn't this beautiful? Totally worth the wait. It's making me so happy. It feels like spring just looking at it. Oh, it's so beautiful. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys that my lovely amaryllis did bloom. It's very ladylike and I absolutely love it. All right, so the first few items I picked up were just glassware, and I grabbed these really pretty bud vases. They had like Easter vibes, spring vibes because of their beautiful pastel colors. I picked up 2 swirl pink ones. I mean, I don't know if these are Ellie Smith or just more modern-y ones. They are pretty heavy. They're not light at all. They're pretty thick actually. So I grabbed this, and then this one was this really pretty lavender color. This one was $1.75. These 2 were 99 cents each. So I thought these would be really pretty to try to maybe root some house plants or put some fresh flower buds you might pick up for yourself at the grocery store. Very Easter and very sweet. I also picked up these 3 kind of pedestal style candlesticks. They're a set of 3 and they're various sizes. So they look like that. Very French country or French provincial, fancy. I love these kinds of pedestals, these white candlestick pedestals. They're beautiful. I paid, let's see, I think one had a price on it for $3.99. Whoops. And the guy that was checking me out gave me all three. He said, we'll just call it a set. And I'm like, all right, let's do that. So I got all three of these for the one priced one of $3.99. And these are gorgeous. I cannot wait to bring these into the store, display them. Very spring. Whoops, I keep on wanting to drop these. Anyway, very spring, very pretty. Can't wait to make a display with them. Super cool. Love it. They're a great price. I think I'll do really well on these. Also grab this galvanized kind of flower bucket, if you will. This was $7.99, but it's a really big size. Yeah, it's a really nice big size flower bucket, picking bucket, ice bucket. It's got spring and summer written all over it for like either picnics or gardening utility or display with outdoor plants in it. People love grabbing these galvanized pieces for that. And yep, I think this is going to make a really great display in the store. Still in the spring vibes, I picked up these two brand new, still in the wrapper prints. These were $2.99 each. And they're very spring. I love that. That looks like, what's the name of that flower with the yellow foxglove? I think this is like a yellow foxglove. And then these look like, look at me trying to be all botanical here. I don't know what these would be, but they're very pretty. Yeah, so I did grab these two, very spring, again, combined with, you know, beautiful spring things like this and the bud vases. I think you get the vibe. I'm going to make a really pretty spring display with all of these pieces. It's going to be so enticing and so fresh. I can't wait to bring these into the store and get started on that. All right, I did pick up two metal pieces, both of them brass, I believe. So the first one I picked up was this really cool brass elephant trivet. It's got the little feet on it to sit, you know, on a countertop. So very cool. It does have a SIM-R Korea tag on it. And I did pay $5.99 for this brass piece. But these brass trivets, I do really well with these. Almost every single one that I've ever had in my store, I've sold, especially the animal ones. If they're any kind of animal, they usually do really well. So I grabbed that for the store. And then this was really cool and unusual. This is a really beautiful brass kind of open filigree bowl. It's like a very, like an ethnic, I mean, it's made in India, which makes total sense. And I paid $5.95 for it, for the brass. I just love these painted brass pieces. I'm not going to call it enamel. I don't think it's enamel. I think it's just a painting of the brass interior. But that is really beautiful. Definitely fits in with if you have like a bohemian, earthy type vibe in your place. Even an old world vibe, this would fit in really well. So I grabbed this too. Okay, this mirror I also picked up. What a bargain. It was only $7.99. And I think it's in the style of those like Regency Homeco. I think they were called like Homeco mirrors. But this is like a resin. They were very popular in the 70s, and this one's got a really beautiful Victorian insert kind of ceramic design, and it's a really big piece. It's not small. It's a really good size and so fancy and beautiful. Oh my goodness. I'm so tempted to keep this. It's so my style. I really, really think it's beautiful, but I just don't have a place for it, and who knows what the future is going to bring for me. So I don't want to save too much, you know, for my future place, but I'd rather just let this one go, and someone who's already got an extraordinarily beautiful home to put it in, something very Victorian, romantic, and old-fashioned would really enjoy this. But yeah, like I said, it does have a stamp on it. Actually, the back of it is stamped right here, cameo mold, and it does have its original sticker at the bottom also. It says something about being a cameo creation. So yeah, these were super popular in the 70s. I remember these being really popular, and I've had a couple of these like Homeco style, made in Italy style type mirrors come through my place, and they always sell. They're actually very popular in antique malls for some people really like to decorate in this vintage style. And yep, I'm going to bring this to the store and hopefully someone falls in love with it. All right, and then the last group of things that I got are my favorite dishes. As you know, I'm addicted, but I already have this pattern. This is Memory Lane by Royal China. I have a collection of this. It's mixed with Red Willow. I mix these two kind of together. I don't have enough of any one pattern, but all together I have quite a few pieces. So I found a whole stack. It was this one bowl and then this smaller bowl. This whole stack was $5.99, by the way. And then it was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 saucers. So 8 of these saucers. And I believe this is considered pink transferware, but it's not that pink. I mean, it is pink. I mean, it's definitely not a bright red. You can see it in the cups. The cups definitely look a little more pink. So it was 8 saucers, 2 cups, and 2 bowls, and all of it was $5.99. So I'm going to give all of this a bath. I'm going to add it to my collection in my hutch, and I definitely use it. I have quite a few of the pieces already on my table right now for Valentine's Day. I wish that 2 more cups had come with it because I would add that to the place setting that I have on my table right now, but only 2 cups, but that's okay. I always have my eye peeled for these, so I'm sure I'll find 2 more along the way in my hunt, but for now, I got this whole stack for $5.99. Okay, and then the last set of dishes that I picked up was this really big stack of blue transferware. It came with this big stack of dishes along with a stack of saucers and then 1 bowl. So that's okay. This is enough to get you started, get you going. Now I have a lot of blue transferware. I'm not sure if I have pieces of this already in my collection, but I'm sure a lot of you guys recognize this as the countryside pattern from Anak Wedgwood. It's from the mid-60s. So, you know, it's like 60 years old, but it's a nice high quality transferware because of the way it was manufactured. It was like manufactured like an underplate transfer. It just stands up to the test of time, and the pigmentation tends to be very deep and dark, which is a really great thing if you are going to use these for everyday use. But yeah, it's a beautiful traditional English countryside with a bridge and a castle, and yeah, it's very romantic. I really love these pieces, and you know, they go for quite a bit online. You know, this kind of china definitely is still very popular online because of the blue and white. If you stick with the classics, you can always resell these pieces. If you stick with red and white, pink transferware, red transferware, blue transferware, green transferware, which I'm always on the hunt for, never find, and the most coveted of all, in my opinion, is the purple transferware. I've never found that. I've only seen it full price for hundreds of dollars in antique malls, and it's beautiful to look at, of course, but unfortunately they didn't make very much of it, so it's hard to find. But anyway, I always pick up these made in England pieces when I see them, so whether I keep them or I sell them, they're timeless and classic. And there's enough plates here. Like I said, there's 8 plates here, and actually, yeah, 8. That's maybe even 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's more actually. Let's see. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 plates. That's a lot. You know, you could use these for your everyday dishes and have plenty of them to keep in rotation. So I really love these. I think they're really pretty. And yeah, that wraps it up. That's everything that I got. Hopefully you guys had fun taking a look at my little treasures. Most of this is for the store, thank goodness. My shelves are getting empty. I need to restock. And yeah, that's everything I got. Hello and welcome to my store. A couple of you guys had mentioned wanting to see a little bit more footage of my store, and so I figured I'd show you a few of the things that I just thrifted recently. We could take a look around and how they look. But basically, I know that when I do my videos I show a lot of like home goods type stuff, but the reality is that my store is mostly clothing and accessories. So if you take a look behind me, you'll see I have quite a bit of clothing, a lot of jewelry. I actually have quite a bit of sterling silver jewelry. and a lot of costume jewelry, but I do have a lot of homewares, and my homewares are in the rear of my store. So I have a whole upper level here, and then I have like a lot of nooks and crannies. This is a really interesting space that I lease. I think it actually used to be like a doctor's office because I have a lot of different rooms. So this is a room where I keep all of my tops, and I decorate the top, the floating shelves. None of the things up here are for sale, but they're very interesting things that I put up there. A lot of vintage. These two pictures right here are of each one of my grandmothers, so I like to have them in the store with me. And then, yeah, I've got some really interesting pictures, some Marilyn Monroe stuff, just really interesting books that I think are really interesting, but they're just bits and bobs to look at. But anyway, so I have a lot of different rooms in my store. It's a lot bigger than what people realize. So this is another room that I'm backing into. This has got all of our purses, oops, and our shoes, scarves, handbags, purses, and stuff like that. And then of course I utilize all the space along the aisleways on the way down. So I have housewares in this room. So this room has definitely a lot of things that you see me thrift, but because of I still have pants in here too. So it's a mixture of home goods stuff and pants. And then I have one room over here that is dedicated just to home goods. And then I have a dressing room right there. So let me show you a few of the displays that I just put together. I came in a little early today so I could do that, of the stuff that I just thrifted. And yeah, give me your thoughts. Let me know if you like how I set it up. All right, so you guys saw me thrift this really beautiful countryside pattern and these two matching wall art hangings. So I thought they looked really sweet in this corner over here. And I had sold out of all of my blind date with a book, but I did make a few more. So I put those in here. So I've got this one, and this one is more for a guy. It's a thriller. I'm really hoping that some of these more like thriller mystery guy author stuff sells too. And then these two are the flower ones. I'm trying to do like the more mysteries and stuff in the brown paper and the romances and stuff in the whatever floral paper I have. And then, yeah, these are the white pedestals that you saw me thrift. I picked up. I think they look beautiful here. I put two birds on them. I only have two birds. I don't have another bird to slip on there. So, but I have lots of these pedestal candlesticks. I have this beautiful lamp. Hopefully that'll go soon. This gorgeous vase back here. Some of these things are consigned. Some of these things are things that you guys have seen me thrift that I put for sale here. This gorgeous three-dimensional picture. I think you guys saw me thrift this mirror. And definitely that. This is still here. It's a more pricey piece, but that's okay. She's worth every dime, so she'll be here until that special someone finds her. But yeah, a couple shelves. I have bookshelves in here. I try to do vignettes. This is kind of a seaside, old world looking vignette. Same with this one, just a little more warmer, being inspired by that photo wall art right there. We've got a lot of pillows that somebody consigned with us recently. Very high-end linens, which I think looks amazing. Yep, and then we've got a lot of home goods that were consigned with us recently. These pieces right here are all consigned pieces. This one I did pick up though. I love mixing pottery in with wooden pieces. We've got some planting pieces. This was a consigned piece that I thought was really cool. It's this box with all this ornamentation on it. And I think the box like opens. Yeah, it's like a two-piece box, which is amazing. Very curious, but very pretty. I love it. Actually, that looks really nice right there on the table too, but there's a little bit too much there. So we'll put it back the way I had it. But yeah, that's a really neat piece. Hopefully somebody finds that one soon.
I do have a small Valentine's Day display. I literally have sold out of pretty much all my Valentine's Day stuff. All I really have left is some candles. Here are the two little vases. You guys just saw me thrift, so I put some artificial roses in there. I had these left over from last year. They're just in this vase right here to give it some you know, happy Valentine's Day vibes. So yeah, here's the tin heart that I thrifted with you guys. I think I thrifted this too. Yeah, this is a heart table runner. I sold the charcoal colored ones. If you guys remember me thrifting, they were like a charcoal color heart on a taupe background. Those are long gone. Love you forever and more. That's so sweet. This is a consigned piece. These are all consigned, and I just put them in this heart glass, which is also consigned. So that's a little bit of mix here. Some stuff mine, some stuff consigned. But I think it's really cheerful, and it's the first thing you see when you walk in my store. Got some really pretty displays over here too. Got some more white pedestals. I think these are consigned pieces that somebody had brought in. Another piece in the back there. This was also a consigned piece. Actually, everything in here but the clock. The clock is something that I sourced, and I think that looks amazing. And pretty much everything on this row I sourced except for this. This is a consigned piece, this turnover sand clock. Very cool. I think that's a really neat piece. Got that there. Yeah. What do you think? I think these things look really, very gardeny, very pretty. I'm really trying to get that garden vibe happening. I think it's coming through. I've definitely sold a lot of pot plants last week. I was able to find some more, but I'm definitely running low. And I sold a lot of these like artificial flowers for spring. Very pretty pieces. This is where I have a lot of my wall art. I have this one wall here. You've seen me thrift a lot of these things, although some of these are consigned. But yeah, this tight space in here because we do have a rack of pants over here. So we do have some pants right here, but I do try to use all of my space as effectively as I can. We have a lot of pottery there in the corner. I mean, it's just meant to be a really fun experience that you can kind of get drawn into and poke around everything and just get inspired, you know, for your own place or just, you know, a lot of people come in here like on their lunch hour from any of the local like schools and stuff. And I can just tell that they're, you know, here to just relax. They just want to get inspired. Yeah, whatever was on that shelf is sold. I got to put some more stuff up there. But, and I'm totally down with that. I used to do that myself when I worked in corporate. I would definitely relax and have a lot of fun in any of the local thrift shops that I could find. So I totally understand that. And I feel really grateful for all the people that come in here and enjoy looking around my store. All right, well, that is it. I just figured I'd show you around. And oh, I forgot to show you the top of here. Oh, actually, I have this mural. This painting was done for me on this wall because it's such a narrow passageway into the back room. There was like no space to hang. I wanted something there. I didn't want a plain wall, but there wasn't any space to even put like artwork. So a local artist, she teaches art at the local high school. She came in here and painted this mural for me. Isn't it beautiful? It's like this. She asked me, she's like, well, what would you like? And I said, well, oh, God, I just want to move to the beach. Now, mind you, she painted this in 2019. So this has been something on my mind for a very, very, very long time, clearly. So this is what she came up with. And I said, that looks just like the beach that I want to hang out on when I retire. But anyway, I was going to show you this up here. So I have like another area where I put like vintagey stuff. That's like a flapper dress. So that's an authentic vintage, that's a really old piece. It's a flapper dress. I'm going to get a little closer.
So I ended up just putting it on like a mannequin up there just for show. It looks really cool. And I just put really cool books, old videos, just inspirational pieces that really just draws people in just to, you know, stay for a while, take a look around, get inspired. But anyway, all right, well, it's time for me to open. I open in 5 minutes, so let me get my desk together, make sure all the lights are on, put some music on, and start my day. Hopefully we're busy today. It's a beautiful day weather-wise, cold, but sunny and gorgeous. So here's to hoping that I have a really good day, both profit-wise and just good vibes-wise. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in my next video.